here. How y'all doing? I'm sure glad to get out of that truck. I'm ready to get going here and tell you a good story. Oh, Chesley, we do have a good story for today. You know, it's one of those old ones that I tell you something. We got something good to say today. I mean, you know, God's word is good. God's word is good. You're right, Chesley. And now for our theme song. This gospel train is chugging at the track. Chugging at the track, it's chugging at the track. This gospel train is chugging at the track. Chugging to the glory land and get on board this gospel train. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Get on board this gospel train. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Chesley, who can get on this gospel train? Well, the ones that want to serve the Lord and love Him with all their heart. That's right, Chesley. Just all the days of our life, just serve the Lord with joy and gladness. And I see you are you're flirting. I think there's the kids out there, and I got those girlfriends. Oh, you got girlfriends. Okay, but Chesley, let's talk about now what we're gonna our lesson today. What we're gonna be talking about. It's David's calls for action. Chesley, there was something that this shepherd boy needed to do. And it was a good cause. We're going to find out about it, Chesley, being a good cause. David said, "What have I now done? Is there not a cause?" That's from 1 Samuel chapter 1 and 17. Well, I don't know what that means. Well, that's what his brother was asking him. This man... or this boy, I don't know how old he was. I think he was a teenager. Well, David could have been a teenager, but he was a shepherd boy. And I think he was the youngest in the family. That's right. He was the youngest in the family, and 3 of his brothers had gone to battle. But their dad would be concerned about him. And so he'd send them the care package. He'd send them the food and things like that. Oh, he did. He sent them food and probably any other things he could find. And they needed new clothes and things. Anything that he thought those boys would need, he would send them there. Well, David, he would send out from time to time, and he saw he was a shepherd. Yes, he was a shepherd. And so he drove the sheep. Oh, no, Chesley, he couldn't bring the sheep. No, he didn't do that. But did you say who you are? Okay, Chesley, my name is Karen, and your name is Chesley, and you're the voice of me, and so let's get going now. All right, now let's get going, now that we have that out of the way. All right, Chesley. And so this boy, or this teenager, David, he was out, he was taking care of the sheep, and he was he a good one? He was a very good shepherd. Yes, he was. And any time that he had to leave the sheep, I think that they're going to get in trouble, and that they're going to get hurt and killed and all that stuff, because there's lions and bears and stuff. But Chesley, he was so good, he would get somebody that could succeed him. Somebody would be out there, and they would be the substitute. They would help him. And so he did a good job. He just leave them alone. Oh no, he didn't dare leave those sheep out there, because alone without a shepherd, they'd get themselves killed. Here would come the lion, the bear, whatever. All kinds of critters would come out there. And something else could happen. What else could happen? Well, someone else could steal it. That's right, other people could come and steal him. But at any rate, here, let's get back now to where we are. And so the battle was being raged there. And it was the thing, Chesley, here was David's people, and there was, the Jewish people. There they were serving, they're out there in their battle, wanting to defend their country. And here was the Philistines. No, and they was wicked, and they wanted to take yes, they wanted to take them over, and they would make them their slaves. Well, and so here, David, he was taking care of his sheep, but now his dad wanted him, he had to go check on those guys. Oh, he said, I've got to check on my son. Said, your brothers, we need to know how they're doing, and I'm depending on you. And so he got that guy to fill in for him, and here he went. And he had this care package, had all kinds of good things to take to his brothers. And when he got down there, he saw the battle. It was set. They was on this mountain and on this mountain. And he said, what? It's just about to happen. So he wanted to see his brothers before anything happened. And about that time, I know what happened. There came this giant of the land. Yes, Chesley, there was this huge giant of a man there. Wow, he was so tall. Was he tall as a building? Well, Chesley, I don't know. Buildings can be a little bit short to tall, but I just know this: he was taller than anybody there. No, he was a true giant, not just a joke. He wasn't a joke. He was a big, big giant. He began to shout out there, and he had a message for them. And what did he say? Well, what he said was, he said, I tell you what. He said, I tell you, I'm coming against you. He said, we've got a new plan. The new battle plan? He's going to tell the battle plan? Well, Chesley, it wouldn't make sense to tell the battle plan, would it? But he said, this is what it is. He said, we've changed everything now. What it's going to be, he said, it's just going to be you send your biggest, strongest soldier out here to fight me. Ooh, and then what's the big deal on that? Well, he just said whoever wins. He said that means your whole country. Then your whole country. If you win, then the country say like you would happen to send your man out here and he would kill me. Well, then my whole country of the Philistines, we would be your servants. No, and the other way around, and that's what he was thinking he was going to win. That's what he thought he was going to win. So he thought they don't have anybody that would go, and he was right, because here these people were shaking. You could tell and he looked at his brothers and he thought surely, because he was thinking, oh, I tell you what, God is great. That's what he was thinking, Chesley, because out on the mountainside taking care of the sheep, he was singing praises to God, and he played on the harp. He had a harp, yes, out there. And between times when it was all the sheep were quiet and there was no enemy around, like no lions or bears or anything, well, he could play on his harp and he would worship the Lord. And I think he could look into the stars and think how beautiful how beautiful they were. And he just thought of the greatness of God, how great God was. He just saw, and he said, God is so big. He's greater than any enemy. I think it was just a great thing. So then back to this story. Well, back to this story. Well, he just thought surely that one of his brothers would go. That they wouldn't. They was cowards. There they were. And he was looking at them and he said, well, you heard what he said. And he said, and I found out what the deal is and how the king will honor you. Whoever wins this, said, go out here. And they were so angry with him. They said, get yourself out of here. You went sneaking away from those sheep. They did. They accused him. You've gone sneaking away from those sheep, and look at you. And he said, what do you mean? He said, there's a cause here. This is why I'm here. There is a cause here, David's cause for action. He said, this man, he's so evil, and he's coming against the one true God. Oh, and he said, why are you just sitting there? You got to do something. Our God is great. He said, it's time for action. Chesley, what happened? What happened if no one of their people would go? What if there would not be one that would be their hero that would go and fight the battle? No, then they're going to be taken captives, and they're going to be slaves. And so he said, there is a cause. Yeah, there is a cause. Is there not a cause? He said, don't you see what's happening? This is not just one little battle. This is the battle. It's for the whole thing. He said, if we don't go, if nobody will go, he said, one of you go. No, I said, we're not going because we're scared. But you know what he said? David said that he would go. He said, our God is great. Do you hear the things he's saying? I know what he was saying. That old giant out there, Goliath, he was saying, I tell you what, God is not real, neither the gods that I serve. Oh, yes, the gods that I serve and what you have. And he was thinking, because you can't see your gods, and his was just made of sticks and stones and things like that. Chesley, they could have been metal, could have been anything. They couldn't really do anything, but then they were looking, they said, where's your gods? But because you couldn't see our God, one true God, with your eyes, then they said he didn't exist. And they didn't. David could just look into the skies and see all the greatness, what God had done. He could just look and know how our bodies work and all, and know there's a designer. I know who it is. It's God. It was the one true God. And so, Chesley, we'll just make the story a little shorter here of how that they went through the story and finally word got up to King Saul and said, we have a man that will go. You know what? He could have gone because he was a big guy. He was a big guy. Yes, he was taller than all of his soldiers. In fact, the Bible said he was head and shoulders taller than any of those people. But he wouldn't go because he didn't trust God. But I tell you, when David, he wasn't the king yet, but here he was now, the shepherd boy. But he had seen God help him, and so he told King Saul when they took him to him. He said, God is great. I tell you what, one time this bear came out to get my sheep, and God gave me help, and I killed him. Oh my! He thought, he's just dreaming. People thought he's making this up, but he wasn't. He knew the one true God, and he trusted God. He trusted God and trusted God to help him take care of those sheep. And he said another time, He told about a lion come out, a bear came out, and he said God helped him. Oh, he had his faith and trust in God. It was in the right place. It was in the right place at the right time. He said, I will go. I will go. And King Saul looked at him, what are you going to do? What are you going to take? That's what he was saying. You don't have any weapon. Oh yes, he said he did. I know what he had. What did he have, Chesley? He had a sling and a slingshot. He had a slingshot. Why? You know, King Saul looked at that. Why, he said, you can't do anything with that thing, kid. That thing is worthless. That's what he was thinking of. Look at it. He said, do you see the armor that those people have over there? Oh, yeah, it's all that stuff. That you know what? I'm coming in the name of the one true God. That's what he said. I'm putting my trust in the one true God. I'm coming in the name of the one true God, and he will help me. But that little slingshot, he said, is just crazy. That's a toy. No, he said, it's not a toy. The Lord will use it with the Lord's help. It's going to hit the mark, and victory will come. Well, you know, King Saul said, I can't talk this kid out of this, but the least thing I can do is let him wear his armor. He looked at that, and here was King Saul, much taller than him, and he said, and his armor, he put it on him, and it was so heavy, it weighted him down. He said, this thing would get me killed. I've got to go out here and use what I know. And you know something? They couldn't talk him out of it. They could not talk David out of it, the shepherd boy, that with his faith and trust in God. And so they said, well, the only thing to do is let you go. And they said, said the guy, he's going to get eat up. That's just what they thought. He'll eat him up. I mean, he'll be gone and nothing flat. And so here they went. So here he went out there. So they had somebody go, and he said, send your champion out. I'm the champion over here of the Philistines. Send your champion out. And here went David, and he had that slingshot, and he got him 5 smooth stones. Yes, he did. He stopped by the creek, got him 5 smooth stones, and away he went. Oh my, when Goliath saw that, he said, I'm insulted. You're going to send this little kid out. That's what he did. He just mocked him, made fun of him. I'll feed you. I'll feed you to the birds. David didn't pay attention to what he said. He said, and you're coming to me in the name of your gods. I'm coming to you in the name of the one true God. And he went running out there, and he said, he's so big I can't miss him. And he prayed and asked God to help him. He took that slingshot. And you know what? It wasn't his first time. It was not his first time to use it. He had been practicing for so long, and that's how he was able to win many victories and keep many of the animals away. He could take the slingshot. But here it was, and whatever the Lord wanted to use, it was even his bare hands one time. And he knew God helped him. He never said, I did it because I'm so great. He said, God helped me. That's exactly what he always said. God is my helper. He went out there, and next, and boy, here went the slingshot, and he would turn, he's letting him sling around and round and round and round and round and round and round and round. Chesley, wait. Well, I was getting excited. Well, around and around, it went, not his head, but you know, here went that slingshot exactly to the spot, and the old giant fell down. Oh, he took him out. He took him out just like that. Oh, the Philistines, they never dreamed that would happen. No, they thought it was impossible. In fact, it was impossible in the natural that teenage boy could do that. But by God's help, he said he's defying the armies of the one true God. He's defying God himself. He said, I'm not going to stand to that. I'm going to stand up for God. That's right. He said, I'm standing up for God. I'm going to be faithful to him. And the victory was won that day. I mean, here goes the Philistines. Boy, in defeat. Now then, who's the one that's happy now? You know, I tell you what, it's David and his country. I tell you what, he stood strong. Chesley, that's what we need to do, is stand strong for the Lord. And he will help us in every situation that we face. Now, we're not talking about going out and fighting people like that, but this was a war that they were in. And this was the way the Lord chose. I'm so thankful that he was there with that David was there. God was there and David was there. Ethan didn't they'd been defeated. And no, Chesley would have been defeated. So when they said to him, look here, you just come here. Brothers telling him, said, you just come here, you're just mischievous, and you've run away and you've left the sheep out there. And he said, is there not a cause? He said, the dad sent me, you know he did. He sent me, and here's the things that he sent. And when he'd heard that old giant saying all those things, defying the one true God, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. He said, I tell you what, God is going to give us the victory. Why are they running? Let's see here. Battle was set. Then the giant Goliath appeared. We'll just wrap it up in this way. And appeared on the scene with a new plan. Come fight him and win, and the whole nation of Philistines would be their servants. But if they lost, it would be the Israelites being their slaves. And now, because of one person, sometimes it just takes one. That's right. It just takes one. People say, I'm just me. I'm just one person. But look what one person can do with the help of God. Chesley, I'm so glad God is our helper, that he loves us, and he doesn't just have certain days. That's right. He doesn't just have certain days. It's every day. And he's 24/7. 24/7. That's right, Chesley. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl's watching. Ooh, I got your wink. You gave her a wink. All right. Well, I know she liked that wink, Chesley. But right now, we need to get you to bed because we're going to have church tonight. We're having a revival and with Brother Larry Martin and his wife, Linda, from Duncan, Oklahoma. So we're looking forward to going to church. Oh, you can go to church? No, Chesley, you won't be going to church, but I'm going. Cheryl will be going. But right now we have to tell you goodbye, and we could look forward to seeing you next Sunday afternoon, the Lord willing. So we love you all. Look forward to seeing you, and we'll have these posted on not only on Facebook, but on YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble before the night is over. So you tell everybody goodbye. I'm telling you goodbye, and I sure don't want that trunk because there's a skunk in it. No, Chesley, if there was a skunk in that trunk, I'd be smelling that trunk. You are just trying to stall. Yeah, you guessed it. Yeah, I guessed it. So we'll see you next time. The Lord bless you. You have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.